And cheers. Welcome back to Reels, Booze, and Bros, a.k.a. RB2. Once again, I am your host, Jay. Got my co-host here, Brian, with me. And our two real bro friends, Kev, Shane. Once again, joining us.
Let's do it. Do it.
How we doing, ladies and gentlemen?
Doing fantastic.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Thank you for that segue. Our previous podcast was Beer Fest. I hope you guys enjoyed that. A little slap in the bugle for us, yeah.
Back the fuck up.
It's my dick.
Seriously, Barry, am I right? Fucking best guy in the podcast?
Barry's phenomenal.
Antonio the Rock.
Yeah. Runs away and everything. That's probably the best pick. If you guys haven't listened to that podcast, you have to. Anything else from Beer Fest we want to add in there? The beer was fantastic. Well, the Shane brought us the Oktoberfest. Very nice. Very tough writing that on the website. The Mars and Spots van Huzel. So you can see the translation there on the website. Anything else, though, guys? You want to add from there?
Well, just thinking about it, if we were going to do best character, does Popo count as a best character?
Bobo.
Bobo. I keep doing that,
Popo.
yeah.
It's frustrating.
You have replaced Nick and fucking up the line.
That's right, Jay's Popo.
The Popo.
So best inanimate character? Is that what it would be? Or
Well, I mean, do you want to do Bobo or are you going to go with the bear? Bear versus Bobo.
Oh, that's a final smash.
holy shit, yeah. We have to be Hot Tub Top Machine, the bear mascot, and then Bobo.
Ooh.
No, fuck that. The bear wins hands down. Hands down. The bear.
Bear's drinking.
Yeah, he's drinking.
Bobo couldn't even
But
take
Bobo
one punch.
holds the secret recipe for the best beer in the
Yeah.
world.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. The
Bobo
bear,
couldn't take one punch with his head falling off. The Bears got him
maybe
out
that's why we're
class.
so frustrating.
Bobo's seen some shit though.
Kev's nips are still a little hard.
A little hard. Full diamond cutters.
Okay, so
We're not
Beer
muted.
Fest.
That's my point. We're not muted today, right?
yeah, let's hope it's not. No, we're good. Good double
right,
checking. So, all right, Beer Fest was a previous podcast. This one we're now doing 4th of July, Independence Day. Will Smith, baby. This is where he started his career. He had it going on there from the beginning with Bad Boys a little before. Then this Independence Day is great. The summer blockbuster of this.
I don't want to cut you off or anything, but I thought we were going to talk about the beer first before we get into the movie.
Well, I said that. What's what we're going to do about it? We're going to
Back the fuck up, Antonio.
It's my podcast.
All right, so now onto the beer. Before we get into the movie, Brian's a little ahead of himself. Maybe because we pretty much had this. We've been drinking for about like 45 minutes now. It's actually a little about an hour since we've been at my house. So Time and Space, Jug Handle Brewing Company, very nice. I had this before. I don't like the Amarillo. I think that's what kind of throws me off. Maybe it's the Cashmere. I don't know. It's a West Coast IPA.
I went West Coast because it's, Independence Day's mostly filmed out west, and it's time and space. So obviously,
It meets the quota.
of the
movie. So.
Hands down.
and it's Jug Handle. I like Jug Handle stouts are my favorite. Not my favorite, but they're delicious
Yeah,
stouts.
Jug
I think their
Handle's
coconut stouts are fantastic.
I'm not a big fan of
actually sounds
coconut,
pretty
but I
good.
would definitely try it.
Jug Handle's a nice local brewery. They have a ton of good stuff there. So
Yeah, I gave a couple of them ratings before, a couple 4s on some of the
That's
stuff they
nice.
had before in the Untap app. This one's a 3.75 for me. So, Kev, what do you think on this?
Honestly, for an IPA, I would say, I don't know your rating system. I know you're using the app for it, but I think it's a 4 for an IPA. I think it's pretty good.
He's on the Metacritic score.
It's not the audience score, the real people score of the people.
No, it's
this is good. It doesn't have any sort of it has a kind of a slight aftertaste to it, but it's not too strong or anything.
But I'll tell you, I don't know, when you have when they say West Coast IPAs, they all kind of have that same similar aftertaste. Am I the only one who thinks that?
I don't really drink a lot of these IPAs.
So like ash from all the fires out there.
There is like
That's
a
the
little.
acid
There
reflux
is a
I have
little.
going right now.
Yeah, there is a little aftertaste on the West Coast IPAs. I think it's just like the thing.
I don't really know.
It's very consistent on all the West Coast IPAs.
I feel like the aftertaste it's there, but I think it's kind of slight actually compared to some of the ones we've had before.
No. I agree, but I'm just saying West Coast IPAs just seem to have a little
an aftertaste,
on it. So I don't know. It's just whatever the hops they pick out there.
It's so frustrating.
Frustrating. So but it's still a good beer. I like this. It's It's,
What was that? Did you burp and like
Right into the mic.
Did you? It don't matter. Listen,
I turned away.
You turned away. It's gonna pick it up. This is
Is it bubbles?
It's the extra hops in it.
it was the bubble and Das Boot. So.
Yeah, I forgot to turn
He
the.
didn't turn it. So
All right. So since we got off topic, let's get back on. So now the booze. I'm gonna be switching shortly to the next one because this is almost pretty much done. So background of the movie. So Independence Day is a 1996. Holy shit, 1996. American science fiction action film directed and co-written by Roland Emmerich. The film features an ensemble cast that includes Jeff Goldblum, Will Smith, Bill Pullman, Mary McDonnell, Judd Hirsch, Margaret Collin, Randy Quaid, Robert Loggia. That's probably saying wrong. Loggia. I'm sorry. Loggia.
Look, it's Robert Loggia.
Oh my God! It's Robert Loggia.
James Rebelin and Harvey Fierstein. Excuse me. The film focuses on disparate groups of people who converge in the Nevada desert in the aftermath of a worldwide attack by an extraterrestrial race of unknown origin. With the other people of the world, they launch an all-out counterattack on July 4th, Independence Day in the United States. USA!
America!
Let's see. It is now considered a significant turning point in the history of the Hollywood blockbuster. Independence Day was at the forefront of the large-scale disaster film and sci-fi resurgence of the mid-late 1990s. The film was released worldwide on July 3rd, 1996, but began showing on July 2nd, the same day the film's story begins, in limited release as a result of a high level of anticipation among moviegoers. The film received mixed to positive reviews who criticized its characters but praised the performances and visuals and grossed over $817.4 million worldwide, becoming the highest grossing film of 1996 by surpassing Twister and Mission Impossible.
You say criticize the characters?
I can see that.
yeah.
The lesser characters.
Yeah, there were a couple of them that was going on.
The main characters, I think, are all pretty solid, but there's a lot of like secondary characters that's like they serve almost like zero purpose.
yeah. I get that.
So the film also became the second highest grossing film ever at the time, behind Jurassic Park, which was 1993. The film won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Sound. A sequel, Independence Day Resurgence, was released 20 years later on June 24, 2016, making up the first part of a planned series of films. I don't know what that was, but just me go. That's probably what the second film was all about. I never saw it, but the reviews are probably I had no desire.
I saw it. It's
Well, we can save that for later.
There's potential, but it's
We save it for later. Okay, so now let's go on to the critic. Let's see. Rotten Tomatoes, 67% on the tomato meter, 75% audience score, IMDb 7.0 out of 10, Metacritic, Metascore of 59 out of 100, user score of 6.9 out of 10.
Really?
So, yeah, I know, very really. Again, now we're back on my scale. Y'all can suck a dick. You're horrendous. So, let's go with our reviews. Brian, what do you think?
For the user scores, like I'm really upset that it's like only like a 6.9. Like
Probably some snobs or nothing else better than
like I'll tell you this right now, it's not the greatest movie of all time.
You know what? They're probably Russians. Probably the Russians probably hacking this thing.
Goddamn Ruskies.
But like you said in the description, like this is what made summer blockbuster movies. Like this is like first off, this is Will Smith's like coming out party. Like I am a legit star now. Like obviously we're old enough. Like we saw him. We know his rap career, and then we saw him in fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But then when you saw him become a star of a movie to this magnitude, like you didn't expect it to be like this. So it was just one of those things. You're like, wow, he could actually do this. Like he's good, and like, could the movie be a little corny at certain times? Yeah, but it's just straight action and it's straight like fun. Like you didn't see certain things. The special effects were really good for the time. So like for me, like if I'm gonna rate it, this has got to be at least an 8. At least an 8 for me.
I agree. I agree 100%. I saw this in a movie theater and was just
so did I.
fucking blown away. Like the special effects is like holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Like
Is the White House still there?
Yeah. Like I didn't want to mention that because I know I'm gonna talk about that in the scenes.
But that's all. That's all old school shit. Like the like models and
Yeah.
like dioramas basically. You
Yeah.
know? It's not fucking CGI. It's fucking like Star Wars where they actually use model like airplanes and shit and blew shit up. Mm-hmm. You know, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And Will Smith goes from literally a scrawny Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and he's jacked as shit in this movie.
And like I said, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like we were all that age. We saw it growing up. Like we all watched that show. Everyone watched it, you know.
Yeah.
And then you see him like, is this guy now like the biggest movie star in the
There's no way this guy can handle a big time role.
Yeah,
And he just fucking kills
he
it.
crushes it. And this is from here on out. And literally, this is why summer blockbusters are called this, because of this movie. And this is why July 4th weekend is what it is now, because of Will Smith
Yeah,
and this
this is
movie.
why we celebrate 4th of July, because Will Smith.
That's right. Will Smith freed us from the aliens.
He saved us from the aliens.
Before this, there was no 4th of
but
July.
I'm just saying movie wise, like when you find out a movie's being released on that time frame, like you're like, oh shit, they're releasing it on this time. That means they're looking for a big payday because everyone's going to go to movies, you know, and that's because of this movie. Like you didn't realize that until then. Like most of these movies weren't released on July 4th. You know, now they are. Or not July 4th, but that same weekend. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. Then, but Marvel changed the game coming. I remember. But anyway, that's another time frame. We'll go there.
Yeah.
Kev.
Yeah, so the only reason why I can think the audience scores are so low is I feel like they have to be like so long after this movie was done, because when this movie came out, like Shane mentioned, like it was highly anticipated. Everyone wanted to go see it. Like I'm pretty sure my family, if we didn't see it opening night, we saw it the next day. Mm-hmm. Like it was like a big event to go see these movies. And when it came out, like everyone wanted to see this. And when you saw it, it paid off. Like you kind of knew what was going to happen. Like I think the marquee, I don't know if it was like posters or the cardboard cuts they have in the movie. I think it was an image of like the spaceship over Washington D.C.
Yeah.
And like you knew
it was like you saw a spaceship with like the moon and like possibly the White House on top.
And you knew, so like everyone knew what was going to happen, but the movie still paid off when you saw it. Like I don't think anyone.
You didn't know the White House
was going to happen.
Yeah, you didn't know the scale of what was going to happen.
Yeah.
You knew
It could have been like Close Encounters, and they just hung out there. And
So the only reason why I could think the audience scores, the only reason why I could think the audience score would be so low is maybe it's people who've seen it like years later, and maybe it doesn't stand up to like more like modern
more of
movies.
their
That's why.
CGI crap and
But for the time, like you said, it won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. So I mean when you saw it, it was phenomenal.
Special effects at the time were fantastic.
And not even that, even like anytime they go into space to actually fight the ships and everything like that, like everything that happened was really cool. Even we'll talk about scenes later, but even like weird shit, like when they're in the lab, is it in Roswell?
Yeah.
The Area 51 one
Area
also?
51,
yeah. Like even when they do that, like it's not as impressive as everything else, but still pretty fucking weird and cool what goes on there also.
Alright.
So that's the only reason why. I just wanted to point out the one thing you said, like the summer blockbuster didn't exist. It did, but there wasn't the hype for it for like there was
until
for
this movie, right?
Yeah, because like I think Jaws was like one of the first like big summer blockbusters, but no one knew Jaws was going to be huge. It just turned out
Jaws.
to be huge.
Yeah.
So like, there's definitely, and I don't know if Jurassic Park was a summer movie because
That came out on
this.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, well, kind of close, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
it's still, but like this is like the.
but
first
this is like
one.
the first one that was like in the middle of summer that everyone knew was going to be like
this,
a huge thing.
This is the one like you have to go see,
Yeah.
and then like, and obviously to follow like Will Smith's career, like the next year it's Men in Black, same thing.
Yeah.
But who's really going to go see a movie on 4th of July? And this fucking paid off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was. You know, everybody's going to the beach on July 4th, not to the movies.
Or just hanging out barbecuing too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, we're fighting.
I mean,
aliens.
we're lucky.
That's what
We're close
July.
where we could go to the beach, but you know, Middle America, you know, you could at least
yeah.
barbecue.
Yes.
But you know, like, so it's like one of those things, like,
America.
yeah, it's just one of those things, like the fact that you got that many people to go to the movies on a
big holiday.
big holiday weekend.
Maybe it was
like
raining.
that.
Now, did we check the weather from the Farmer's
Going back
Almanac?
into that, Farmer's Almanac, going on like an I Am Legend to see what's going. But yeah, you know, Kev, you're pretty much. I would say you're kind of spot on with that because it says highest grossing film of '96. So obviously people loved it at that time frame.
What other movies were released in?
Well, you
They said
Mission Impossible
Twister
was,
and the first Mission Impossible. Twister, yes,
Twister was
because
huge,
it was a
too.
huge
Yeah, that was
too.
a big one.
And Mission Impossible, it was just because from the TV show, and that was
Plus, it was a Tom Cruise movie, so
Tom Cruise.
people are gonna see that also.
Tom Cruise.
I don't like him either. But
I don't think he was in his prime, but
Twister
like
was terrible.
he was still. I'm not making
Twister's okay. It wasn't great, but it
No,
was
listen,
okay.
I will
giving-
watch. I would rather watch Independence Day,
Than either
hands
of those
down.
two.
I
Yeah,
could watch that.
yeah.
You jump. That's in the movie. You can jump in at any point and
Yeah.
just
Twister,
watch it.
Twister's like.
Twister-
I know,
Yeah,
it's
you had
okay.
you had good actors in it, but it wasn't a movie. Mission Impossible, the first
it wasn't a
one
movie.
was a good movie. I mean, no,
It was a novel. I'm pretty sure I read it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It just
I had like 7 pages.
it just wasn't like a fantastic movie. Like
it
it's
sucked.
it was tough to get
You're
through the whole
giving-
thing.
I'm forgetting his name right now. Chet. What's his? The guy from Alien.
Bill Pullman?
Bill. No. Yeah. Bill.
oh.
No.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Paxton.
Yeah. You're giving him a leading role. He's not a leading role guy.
Yeah, no,
He's
no,
a
no, no,
side character.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Stay there in weird
Yeah,
science.
the whole movie is side characters.
Yeah.
Great. Is it Chet?
Because then you
Weird
got
Science?
Carrie Elways, you got
Like Helen Hunt's like
Yeah.
She's a lead.
yeah, she
She,
sucks too.
but she's not. Yeah.
That's pre-Castaway, right? Castaway's
Yeah.
later
Yeah.
than that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Thank you for bringing us back in. So, and then now, as you said, and Jurassic Park was 93, and the visual effects for that, and that thing, everyone loves dinosaurs. So now it's like, let's do an alien movie. So it'll come like an exact opposite. So I get amazing. So yeah, I have to agree with you, Kev. The fact that the critics is probably, they saw it later on, like, oh, this thing's not as good as
That's
I
the
thought.
only reason, because this was like the movie when it came out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Huge.
remember. I was young. We were like, I was like in in camp when we saw
It was
this.
96. I was
I was
16.
going to. I was in 8th grade, going to
Yeah.
senior year of high school.
Yeah, we were middle school.
freshman year.
It
of
came
high
out in
school.
96, so I was 16.
Yep.
I was like a freshman in high school.
Makes me a little older, huh?
Well, you're an old man.
Fucking dick.
I was a freshman in high school.
July.
It was one of those things.
Oh,
like
man, I was going
it
to
was
my
one of
senior
those
year.
things like
No, sophomore year.
back then
No,
because
junior,
of our age.
Yeah,
it was
junior,
like
yeah.
Junior. It was your
Yeah,
sophomore, right?
yeah.
it was one of those things like, did you see this? Did you see Independence Day? Like that was a real topic of conversation.
Yeah,
back in the day.
It was. I mean, I actually talked to
You know,
people and they
like,
said, I
Couldn't-
saw it
couldn't text
twice.
my friends.
You saw a movie twice? You saw a movie twice? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
No way.
Daddy Warbucks over here.
That was the time you could actually, after I left the theaters, it went to like the $2
$2
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just go see it again for $2.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, so now moving on. Let's, all right. Let's bring it on to favorite scenes. Anyone want to start on here? Brian, Kev, Shane, what you guys got? Anything out there?
I'm going to throw out, I mean, obviously, your introduction to Vivica A. Fox at the strip club. She's a fucking smoke show.
Smoking.
I must have paused that so many times.
A young high school boy.
Yeah,
very impressionable.
You're a
like,
junior
oh.
high school, you know, your hormones and just, she's fucking hot in this movie.
She's still
Beautiful.
fucking hot.
Oh,
yeah. God, she's so
Probably
hot.
aged like 10 years maybe in this.
Black don't crack, man.
Yeah, beautiful woman. Oh my God, I love that.
But on the serious side, it's like
Oh, that
when
wasn't serious?
No, I mean, yeah, that is a great scene though.
I give it a 10.
10.
10.
I want the speech that Bill Pullman gives.
Yes.
I'm not going to go into the whole speech now, but that speech, I've had many discussions with Brian about this.
Oh my god, yeah.
We like the best scenes of somebody giving a speech, like Gladiators on there.
No, just
throws
best
out-
speeches in movies, like
Robin Williams
Yeah.
in Good Will Hunting. When
Jaws, the USS Indianapolis.
yes, I said that. Yeah,
and we did
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday.
I threw this out there and he laughed at me, and I'm like, dude,
No, I didn't
this
laugh at you,
fucking,
no.
I love the speech part. Like, the only part that sucks is a stupid guy in the helmet who always gives a thumbs up.
As long as you're not looking at that, you're hearing it.
I could just listen to it. And
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
That was
But
actually Tom Hardy's character in Inception giving the thumbs up there.
the speech was great. When the first time you actually see the ships coming out of the clouds over the cities and you see how big these fucking things are.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome. Like, wow, these things are, it's the size of a actual city. Like,
Yeah,
This is
the
like
size of
talking
LA.
about the movie theater experience too, when it has like at that point the THX sound, like of the
Oh,
things
yeah,
hovering,
yeah,
basically.
yeah.
The whole theater is
You're
like
built
shaking,
into the
vibrating.
whole
Yeah, the
thing,
theater is
yeah.
shaking
Yeah.
basically.
You're built in. You're like, oh, what's fucking going on?
That's
right
right.
now?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're no longer stuck to the seats from the previous theater before. Oh yeah.
And then when they actually blow up, the first time they shoot their, their ray
White
guns.
House?
I guess
Everything.
Yeah,
like,
the lasers. I
they
don't know,
kill those
explain
stupid
whatever it
hippies
was.
on top of the
Oh,
tower.
yeah, no,
yes.
but I'll tell you,
Bring back
Yeah,
Take me away.
yeah. But for what you're saying in that part, like the iconic scene in that is the blowing up of the White House.
But then you see
Because-
the actual how much the gun that they're shooting, how much it goes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the devastation. Is just
The
like,
devastation.
just going.
But
It
it was
just keeps
one of
going
those-
and going and going.
It's just one of those things like you never seen a destruction on the White House like that. Like
Yeah.
you know, like and you know how it's corny it may seem like for us, you know, it's just like you never expect to see that.
It had like a
But even in the
Terminator
movie,
feel when
it's just like
when the Terminator it shows wiping out mankind.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's how it felt like. Just,
yeah,
just
it
completely
was one of those
annihilating a
things and you're
city.
just like holy shit.
When I was rewatching this, the first attack is on the tower with the hippies on it, basically in LA.
In LA,
right?
yeah.
LA, yeah.
And like, so it's just
But
like
it's all coordinated.
when I watched it
Yeah.
at first, it's the direct hit, and like I'm watching it, and I'm like, I thought the explosion was bigger. And then a couple of seconds later, that's the second hit when
Yeah,
it
yeah,
then
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
annihilates. Where
It
I said,
just,
oh,
like-
I was like, there it goes.
It just amplifies.
Yeah.
It,
That was the warning shot.
yeah.
I'm just
You're dead.
Like they did DC, they did LA, they did New York. Why was the ship going to the trailer park in like where Nevada, wherever those
Well,
the
Arizona,
white trash
I think they said they were
Arizona?
I think they said they were on their way to Phoenix.
So
Well,
why
yeah.
why was the ship out there? Like why wasn't it in like Middle America, like Detroit or
Well, I think they just-
Chicago or
my whole thing is on that. They probably should have known if they're that smart, that sort of you could travel this distance, right? You could get to here from that. Obviously, you found out that like they got there was a crashed site. They had to go to Area 51.
were they like trying to re-get their people back?
I
or
guess,
get their
but, like, you
spaceship
would
Knew it was
back
there,
or
at least get rid of
At
whatever
least,
intelligence.
yeah,
evidence.
like at least get to that.
don't
point,
give him
like,
any. Don't
That's
give us.
that's the only thing
the
that I
upper
can think
hand
of.
by
Like,
knowing.
you travel 2 fucking million light years, whatever it takes for them to get here.
Well, yeah, they take
Yeah.
out the major population centers first,
And that's
then
what they're
after
saying,
that,
like-
it's whatever coordinated.
They
text
were
they needed
only.
in those
They said that
areas.
only 15 ships broke off from there, so they had
thought it was
15 major cities.
I thought it was 50. It was 15.
No,
Maybe I heard it
it was
wrong.
15.
All right, I thought,
But
I
it was
thought I heard 50.
worldwide.
I'm
Pretty sure it was
So it was
worldwide.
Yeah,
so
so
Within
15
they
US.
talk about Russia and
So they
everything
were like,
else too.
so
Yeah.
about 15 broke off, each about 15 miles wide from the mothership. So they hit obviously 3 major cities in.
So blow up LA, then hit the trailer park.
and
Like,
then they
Well,
I
they
think
were
the trailer
moving from
trailer park was just
because
in Arizona, like by
because-
Phoenix, probably somewhere.
because
or by Roswell.
when they do the nuke bomb, that's in Houston.
Yeah,
So like
that's the secondary one. So obviously they
that's a
moved from
second
one to the
city.
next.
Like
yeah,
like I mean it's still a big market, but it's just like one of those
big
things,
market, good sports teams there.
But I'm just saying like it's one of those things like it's still
No, I know what you mean.
take out
big-
those fucking cheaters.
yeah. It's still, yeah.
You hear this trash can banging?
You didn't see that light bulb. But anyway, it's like one of those things. So it's just like
Altuve's running around with the fucking buzzer. The aliens are coming.
but it's one of those things. Like I guess you're going from there to there. Like I don't know. Like what's the
When I was thinking about this, like, because it's I keep getting it's Randy Quaid, right? In this movie, I keep getting
Yeah.
whoever.
Yes.
Yeah. So if we're supposed to believe him that he's been, abducted, interrogated, whatever. Like we see that the aliens
anally
have the
probed.
ability to do like the mind control stuff. They can probably like gain information from people like, all right, where are the major population centers? What are like Washington D.C. isn't one of the most. I mean, it's one of the bigger populated cities, but it's not like one of the biggest ones. So why would they go there?
but
they must know
because
from
of-
must know
whatever
that that
intel-
guy
because
leads the
that's-
country.
That's
Capital,
where
like,
the
yeah.
leader
because then
is.
they attacked the cabinet and like all the
yeah,
secret
it's,
shelter.
It's the capital.
And
Like, you feel like
they
you
went to
have-
So they're
NORAD
probably
and destroyed
whenever
NORAD.
they're
yeah.
coordinating their attack, they're like, these are the first places we need to go,
Yeah,
like
vice
leadership
president,
places,
just,
and then they go to the other secondary big cities afterwards.
Because like
based on whatever they got.
realistically, it would probably be like New York, probably Chicago, and LA.
Yeah, and then I would probably say even stuff in Florida, like Miami. If you're just going by population, I mean, it's not important in the scale of DC or Chicago, but it's a big population center too. Even a lot of places in Texas too, probably more so.
Interesting. So,
But they know DC from whatever interrogation they've done is the big area to go to.
gotcha. All that anal probing.
yeah, Randy Quaid gave away all our intelligence.
Shane, what else you got for us?
One other scene is when they show the TV clip of Randy Quaid getting arrested. They would study us for years, kill us all. That's it. That was just a funny
Gotcha.
like side scene that I liked.
All right, Kev, what you got? Anything you want to add on to that?
So just the beginning, like we've talked about some movies, like you have like kind of like the few minutes we get the character introductions. It's really weird in this movie because it goes so fast and it like jumps back and forth. But I do like the scene where we get Jeff Goldblum's character.
So when he's playing chess with his dad?
Julius, right? No, David is it. Julius is the dad.
David.
Yeah, him playing chess with the dad and like the back and forth between them. So I
Yeah,
thought that
they
was
got good banter.
So like the first like 10 minutes, like I said, you go from him and then it goes back to Pullman. I basically don't remember the characters' names watching this movie, so I'm going to screw it up a lot. But
I don't remember.
President Whitmore.
yeah, President Whitmore. Yeah. So and then it also goes to Will Smith's character and his wife. So just jumping around, like you never get like a set like full 5 minutes of them. But the one scene with meeting Goldblum's character I thought was pretty interesting. Besides that, I mean, Shane talked about, first seeing the ships and the first attack, which is like basically like the meat and potatoes of the movie, basically, is all that stuff.
I agree.
I do like when Will Smith is in the desert after the fight scene with the alien corpse, like dragging through the desert. It's like,
What's that smell?
and you're dragging your dreadlocked ass through the desert. I could have been at a barbecue.
It's supposed to be my weekend off.
I know what that's like.
Yeah. And then going into the alien interrogation or autopsy, whatever you want to call it, scene also. So, and then we didn't mention, but also then the final fight scene with the ships attacking and Randy Quaid taking one for the team.
Yeah, I agree on that.
So I mean, that's like I said, the biggest scenes for me are basically any of the actual attack and fighting scenes. That's what the movie for a blockbuster for an action film was based on.
Yeah, you have to go on there. So Brian, what you want to do?
I think for me, like I agree on like every scene that they're saying. I think if anything I have to add would be the first battle. Like
the counterattack.
The Air Force attack or whatever.
When Will Smith and
it ain't over to the fat
Harry Connick Jr.
It's on right now, actually.
The Nighthawks will live.
And
got my victory dance.
Yeah, so it was just so cool.
Oh, this is the one.
time.
This is the when he gets caught in the meeting. Also, it's like I just can't wait to get up there and kick ET's ass.
Yeah, exactly. So
you have your chance, son.
That scene on its own, like it's cool. The special effects, to see all that sort of stuff. See the alien spacecraft just going around, and just everything about it. And you're like, oh, all right, like Will Smith is legit.
He's an action star.
Yeah. He's the guy, and.
God, these aliens have terrible aim. Look at this. Wasted ammunition.
There must be stormtroopers in there.
Yeah. Then, other than that, I think the only other scene I have to say is like when they first come into like Area 51 in Roswell, when you go, because you're going down, right? Like into the you have to go down
all those sub levels.
Yeah, like 50 stories down or whatever.
When they show you like, we get some really cool stuff here.
When you get the fun of this.
Yeah.
You don't think we actually have $50,000
Yeah.
For a hammer. $20,000 for a toilet seat.
But that I thought that part was cool, and it was like everything, and they show you like it makes you, at least for me, makes me believe.
They should believe in Area 51.
How much shit are they keeping from us?
Yeah, exactly.
They're all like in their outfits.
I honestly, I feel like me, I believe in all that stuff. So like, I feel like that's true.
Yeah, I'd have to totally agree with you on that. Because then when the head scientist comes out, and you're like, this dude definitely...
As you can imagine, we don't get out much.
You're thinking like, oh, this is what they call... So, you want to see him? This is what we call, what, the freak show or something like that?
He's like...
it's like, bro, keep it in your pants.
Frustrating.
People are fucking dying out there.
His ass, and he's just like,
we don't get to go outside. It's frustrating. Frustrating.
D-bubble.
The alien
Explodes in the face.
Okay, so now moving on. So go some favorite quotes. I'll start this off with there. I have to say yes, as Shane hit the favorite scene and favorite quote. President Whitmore with.
You're gonna play that now, right?
Major. Marlin. Sir. Good morning. Good morning. In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. Mankind, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interest. Perhaps It's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Yeah, I'll let it go out there. Then here's a couple other ones. So, with Captain Hiller, Will Smith, no sir, just a little anxious to get up there and whoop BT's ass, that's all. And then towards the end, Captain Hiller is like, didn't I promise you fireworks? Right at the end of the movie with his soon to be
little kid.
His little kid.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Brian's gonna hate that kid right now. So
Yeah, he's definitely got him in the.
yeah, he's like, that kid sucked.
The two kids talking.
Yeah, two kids.
I know it's not one kid. There's two
No,
kids.
two kids, like two kids combined. That makes my anger even more. So, I think it was that Kev what you said when with Captain Hiller coming in. He's like, "Welcome to Earth." And he punches him in the face, pulls out a cigar, and just lights it. Yeah, there we go. That's
right
it.
now.
That's what's going on.
That's what I call him. Close.
That's what I call a close encounter. Everything. That sounds a good one. And then I like there's a small one that's out of nowhere. The video newscaster, as the aliens first are approaching, it's like, once again, the LAPD is asking Los Angeles not to fire their guns at the visitor spacecraft. You may inadvertently trigger an interstellar war.
It just shows what our society is. Like, no matter what, we're going to loot and shoot guns.
Yep,
no matter what is out there, we're going to...
What's going on? I can help! So
This fucking spaceship that flew 50 trillion
It's
miles.
the size of the city.
My little fucking
9mm
is gonna fucking put a hole in
You know
that.
what?
If it even fucking reaches.
The best is like, it's all going to hell. I'm taking a fucking TV. I'm like, if they blow up, where are you going to put that TV?
There's probably no power anyways.
And then again with the first aerial dogfight, Captain Jimmy Wilder, his wingman, he starts talking in the voice like, "Why were we on this particular mission? We'll never know. But I do know here today that the Black Knights will emerge victorious once again."
Amen, Reverend.
As he went on with the Reverend. So that's what I got for quotes. You guys want to jump in here and see what else anything else you want to
I mean, we talked about, we jumped in on Julius Levinson talking about you don't think they spend $20,000 on a hammer,
I have a few Julius.
$30,000 on a toilet seat, do you?
Yeah, I like
basically
that.
the comic relief of the movie. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And then we did Dr. Oaken, Mr. President. Wow, what a pleasure. As you can imagine, they don't let us out much. But one of my Julius, Jeff Goldblum's dad, he's talking about, because they're going to D.C. to try to get his ex-wife.
Yeah.
And he's like, they got people to handle these things, David. They want HBO? They'll call you.
You're 8 years at MIT to become a cable repairman.
That guy is fucking funny.
He was great in the movie.
He made that one comment too at the end. That dickhead advisor. He goes to huddle up and pray. He's like, I'm not Jewish. She's like, it's okay. Nobody's perfect.
John Lennon, great man.
Yeah.
He's just shot in the back.
Shot in the back.
All you need is love. John Lennon, great man. Shot in the back. Very sad.
Very sad.
I say that's got there, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna jump right on with the president's speech. It's number one. It's one of my favorite speeches of all time. Still gives me goosebumps.
Oh, indeed. So, all right, Kev, what you got? Any quotes you want to throw in there you like?
Yeah, so I mean, I have obviously the president's speech also, but since we have more Julius quotes, I do have a few. So when you're starting off, even the first time you meet him, you're talking about him playing chess with him, basically. And he's like, do you have, so he has the styrofoam cup, and Jeff Goldblum's like, you have any idea how long it takes those cups to decompose? He's like, if you don't move, I'm going to start decomposing. And then I thought when you said the scene when he's going into Washington, I thought you were going to go with, look at us. Everyone's trying to get out of Washington. We're the only schmucks trying to get in. And then when they
go
finally...
a little faster.
Yeah, when they finally get into the office, and then it's back and forth between his son. He's like, you punched the president? He's like, well, he wasn't the president yet.
But there was another one. He's like, if I was going to be in the White House, I've worn a tie. Look at me. I look like a shamil.
Yeah, I would have worn a tie. Does he also say, he's like, wait, you figure we'd go to the White House, just ring the door and they'll let us in? But then, we have some overlap also, but I do have, it's just because I like it, it's Jeff Goldblum's character, so David, when they're actually in the spaceship leaving, and he's doing the call back to Jurassic Park with the must go faster. Must go faster.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so it's the Jeep scene in Jurassic Park, so the exact same thing, so... Shout out.
A little BTS early on. Gotcha.
Well, there you go.
I see. Anything else you want to throw in there, Kev?
No, that's. Other quotes we
I got
basically
you.
talked
All right,
about.
Brian.
So.
What you
No,
got?
I really have nothing to add. Like I like everything they said, and like the two for me that fully stand out in this movie are like Harry Connick Jr. and is the Black Knights, and that's you would assume that like that's their victory speech before they're going into battle. So it's like one of those cool things like yeah, like that's their thing because like you just see like their reaction, like they all know like this is what we do before. So I thought that was really cool, and obviously the like Shane said before, it's the President Whitmore speech, and it just goes down as one of the greatest like monologue speeches, in movie history. Like for me, it's a top fiver. It has to be.
You play it on 4th of July.
Oh fuck
right before you light fireworks.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What a
Fight some aliens.
I'd be willing to blow my hand up. Like hey.
This is just like flying a spaceship and uploading a virus.
But yeah, no, like those are the two things. There's like especially his speech is so iconic. It's just it's great.
I remember a time where you were not on board with me on that.
No, because let's not get into that. I mean, we could have that. We could table that discussion.
Yeah, we'll table discussion for another time. All right, so at this time, we'll take a quick little break. We'll bring on the movie awards, the rest of the podcast, and see what we may be surprised at what the actual favorite scene and quote might be. I don't know. Could change. Stay tuned. I saw. It's thoughts. I saw what they're planning to do. They're like locusts. They're moving from planet to planet. Their whole civilization. After they've consumed every natural resource, they move on. And we're next. Nuke them. Let's nuke the bastards. Okay. RB2. Reels, Booze, and Bros. We are back. Little President Thomas Whitmore right there. After he got... what was it? The not like
the Asian mind meld.
Okay, best way to say thank you, Kevin. All right, so now we're gonna finish up this podcast. We're gonna move on to the movie awards and best quote. So I went with the president.
There's no question.
It's that. So, but what would we do like an honorary quote or something like that? We've been doing that pretty as of late. Something funny, something we think might be good. Is it the Will Smith in the middle of the desert? What does that smell? Or I don't know.
I would go.
Bring back Elvis.
It's like I want to go up there and whoop BT's ass.
I don't know. I like everything that his dad says is fucking hilarious. Yeah. Like just his one-liners they're like classic dad lines. It's so funny.
The epitome of dad jokes. This is where it began.
They want HBO, they'll call you. You peasant.
For me, like if. Besides the president quote, like I'm gonna go with the Harry Connick Jr. when they're the Black Knights, that whole thing.
Yeah, Jay read that you were taking a dump. So.
Oh, Captain Jimmy Wilder, where he goes, "Why we were on this particular mission, we'll never know, but I do know here today that the Black Knights will emerge victorious once again."
Yeah,
amen, Reverend.
I just like that. Yeah,
praise Jeebus. I got it. So yeah, hands down, it's the president's speech. They win it without a doubt. Yes, the father has a lot of good quotes, a lot of funny lines, and Will Smith every now and then has some good ones. It's
And even Randy
Quaid.
Quaid just
Yes.
busts out with some stupid
He
line,
does.
and it's funny. But
It's
I
like
just love that Randy Quaid literally shit-faced the whole movie.
Fucking lands the plane, just takes the bottle out, starts drinking.
that's kind of like
he's
not
literally,
far.
he's literally like, when they're like,
Actually,
he's
I was
like,
thinking about
yeah, bring some more coffee over this way. Yeah.
Jason, can you get a
Keep it
DUI
coming, keep
while
it
you're
coming.
flying a plane? Can you get a DUI flying?
Probably.
I was wondering.
But like,
I mean, it's a vehicle.
You can't get pulled over in the air, but when he lands, he's not driving anymore.
He does land on the road.
he does.
After cropping the
Well,
wrong
yes,
field.
a crop
but-
duster because it's like fueled by like gasoline, but the other one is jet fuel, so it's very tough to decide on that one. I think it's like because it's considered like a
Go check the
like
handbook.
a gas propelled
Like if you try
engine.
pulling him over, he just keep flying, right?
Like, all right,
mad
fuck
here.
you.
You're about to get run out of gas, bitch.
I'm off to Idaho, bitch.
They do make helicopters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's considered a gas propelled vehicle, so like this way you can pull over like
It's like a boat.
yeah,
Same thing.
boat.
I just wanted
lawnmower?
to waste 2
A
minutes, that's
lawnmower.
all.
Yes, there's been lawnmowers.
I heard the lawnmower.
I've
Middle
actually-
America is
I've
lawnmower.
actually- someone actually,
DWI
I feel
territory.
like I heard a story about someone getting pulled over like at a golf cart also for a DUI.
Yes,
Because they were driving a main road.
there's also
Not at a golf course, that
Someone
would be
got
unfair.
a DUI for a Zamboni. That's done by the state police.
That's awesome.
That was a great
That's
story. That was a great story. I'm like, he's like, there's no one on. I don't know how that worked out. They
What's
did
happening? Yeah, I'm going to go to that call.
I need to see this.
it. I would love
Take
to.
this from me.
You got CPR in progress. No, this is way more important.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? That squirrel. Fuck that squirrel. The animal call. Whatever. Who gives a shit about that chipmunk that has too many nuts in his mouth? Whatever. This guy's on his Zamboni.
You have too many nuts in your mouth.
Okay. All right. So now let's move it on. We're
Way off topic.
Best scene. What do you guys want to throw out there for best scene? What do you want to
Speech.
I mean, the speech
It
again.
has-
Oh no! Well, I have something different then. I'm
Well-
just saying when I think of this movie, the first thing I think of is the actual attack.
The
So I
the
say
first.
the
Are you
first
thinking
attack.
about
When
like the blowing up of
Yeah,
the White House,
all
the Empire
White
State
House,
Building,
Empire State Building,
the
and
hippies.
whatever it is in LA.
The
Is it like
hippies.
Yeah.
so-
You
All right,
anarchist motherfucker.
besides the
He's
speech,
like, blow everything up. Let's reset everything.
Nuke them all.
besides the speech, the blowing up of the White House is, I think, the most iconic part of
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah,
It's iconic that they use it. Austin
Well,
Powers.
even all
Yeah.
that, even when they first show, like, 'cause,
Yeah, exactly.
like we said, the
They
LA,
use it- it's so good they use it in another movie.
yeah.
You know, so like that's just
But like
show you
even
the
just
level.
thinking about like the LA Tower when they first there when it opens up and the blue lights out and all those fucking morons just like oh
The hippies. Yeah.
yeah.
Killed it.
so warm. Like what?
So that and then just seeing
was.
the actual coordinated attack that's literally the first thing I think of when I think about this
The
movie. is
countdown goes,
shit
it's like,
blowing up and that's when you
checkmate.
think about the whole idea of the summer blockbuster and all the special effects. That's
Yeah.
what I think of. So
Culmination right there. You know what? I'm gonna have to go opposite there. I went with the end scene. So the alien ship, it crashed, and that's where after they just dropped off the nuke. So it's the two, Hiller and Levinson, Will Smith, and Jeff Goldblum, just walking
through the desert.
Yeah, in the middle of the desert. There's a ship in the background, like badass. They have the cigars in their mouth. Just like, what's up? Like we did that shit. You're welcome. So I thought that was pretty cool.
we saved the universe.
Yeah.
There was another scene that I didn't even talk about is when
The
they
dog?
first. We talked about that off camera, but
the dog is the worst.
I'm
character.
glad the dog made it. But fuck that scene because it was fucking stupid. But when they're coordinating through all the countries through.
Oh,
Yes,
the
the
Morse
Morse
code.
code.
Yeah,
Yes, Morse code.
and like you just
it's
look,
about
like you
time.
see like the
All the
Iraqis
Americans,
and the
help us
Israelis, the Iraqis and Israelis just like staring at each other like they hate each other, but they're
And
everyone's just coordinating on this awesome level of like, all right, this is for
this is for mankind.
mankind. Like,
Yeah.
let's pull all our shit aside and
That's right.
let's do this.
That is. To look at on that sort of level,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's why I'm like, it's about time the Americans did something. It's like,
You go-
we always do. You always got to rely on us, you fucking
Yeah.
pussies out there.
They go to the token German theme is like, oh, they're in a fucking U-boat.
Oh,
In the lake in Colorado. That's
They're looking for the secret recipe. It's like we can't fight the aliens right now. We're too busy making
too busy
beer.
brewing beer, drinking ram piss.
behind the Americans found the recipe. I mean, they found how to find the aliens. Oh yeah, done good.
Silly Americans.
Oh, silly man. Take down
virus.
aliens. Take down aliens. 96. No, I thought there was the other recipe we're gonna before it.
But you said aliens about the 95 and the 6.
Oh, but I said E.T. go down. Oh yeah, I kind of like that
very
one. Has a little spunk to it.
Frustrating.
As you can see, Beer Fest, look what's fucking going on. Anyway, so any other scenes I guys want to throw out there? We fucking way off track.
Well, I mean, like, it's not the best scene, but it's a scene we haven't talked about, like, at all. Like, even when Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum actually go and fly into the alien ship to actually upload the virus and everything, too.
Oops.
So, I'm just saying, it's not the best scene, but still interesting.
No,
though,
when he
so.
flies in, like,
Oh,
Will
yeah,
Smith,
yeah,
like,
okay.
Yes,
backs
backs
him,
him saying, says oops, and then he's realized
No more oops.
Yeah, no more oops. What?
This thing's got
What about
everything.
this fat lady? You always said about the fat lady. Enough about the fat
Just go.
Let's go. And then
Must go faster.
He asked me, "Can you really fly that plane?"
Can you do all that?
Really
shit?
do all that shit you just said?
Well, no, that's the scene before, like when
Yes.
they're down.
Yeah, when he
in,
says- Excuse me, Major. Can you shoot that
Everyone,
Coke can
yeah.
up there? Great product placement.
yeah,
So, all right, okay, so that's what we got there.
I gave it a cold. I gave it a virus.
My dad a genius. Anyway, moving on. Best character, Randy Watson. I nominate Russell Case, Randy Quaid's character, for this because again, I like where he's on the background of the
Today, Junior.
a little too much beer.
Oh, 69.
Where he's being arrested in the TV in the background.
Kill us all.
Yeah, and then
Been studying us for years.
yeah, and then he's talking about like
For 10 years, I've been saying
and then
this.
he's like with the coffee, just bring it on.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
And then he's like, tell my kids I love them. Yeah, very nice.
It's like
and,
totally redeeming moment.
and then he goes back.
Oh, with-
hey assholes, here I come.
I'm back.
Remember me?
I love his character arc. So I don't know why I like him. You guys want something different?
I mean, I had him as well, but he's my favorite character. But if we're talking like a breakout, like it's the dad, Judd Hirsch. He's his soul, like is just one-liners, his dad moments, his everything he says is just he just kills every scene he takes, and I love
Yeah.
him. Favorite character is definitely Randy Quaid, but if it's a breakout character that I like, it's the dad. What's his name? Julius Levinson.
It's Julius.
Yeah.
Julius. Yeah.
Yeah, Levinson,
He just crushes everything.
So I agree on that, on both of what you just said. If we're talking about overall movie, and just because of the impact of everything, like Will Smith is hands down like the winner of this movie. Like he projects himself to be a star of all stars. Like he's now an A-list guy. Like we said earlier, like you did not expect this.
Yeah, this fucking
And like
shot him to the stratosphere.
And like he had great lines in the movie. He was very, very good in the whole entire movie, and he carries it, and he is really good in all the scenes. And you're just like, wow, this is the guy. Like he's gonna be the next thing, you know. And but if we're gonna go on a spirit of like the Randy Watson, where it's just like sort of like it's Will Smith and basically the whole movie. I could also say like President Whitmore, just because of like
What, because of his speech? But you know
because
what?
of the speech. But
I thought you were gonna say the dog.
no.
He's a dog.
The breakout.
Are there any?
It's a breakout cameo.
Are there any children in this movie you'd like to nominate for best child?
No, that's Adrian Balboa.
Yeah, I know.
Let's not get to that route.
Oh, it's coming up, buddy. It's coming up. You get to face your demons now.
Yeah, I mean, but like you could say, the president, as like one of the characters. He's not the star of the movie, but he does play a big role in it.
He is a
And-
star, though.
He's there's 3 stars. Let's let Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
Will Smith is
Will
top
Smith
bill. Is
and
top bill.
Bill Pullman,
and then
Will
Bill
Smith.
Pullman.
Yeah.
They each have their own story arc.
can't say
and
he's
they
a
all
side
combine
character.
together.
He's
There's no.
the whole fucking-
They each carry
Who
the movie.
was top billed for this? It was probably Will
I think
Smith.
it's Will Smith and
Will
Goldblum.
Smith,
So
yeah.
it's
And it's
it
Will
goes-
Smith
no,
and Goldblum,
It
and
goes no on IMDb. It goes Will Smith, Bill Pullman,
That's
then
what I
Jeff,
would've thought.
then
That's
Jeff
what I would've
Goldblum.
thought, yeah.
And this is
So-
post Spaceballs, so you know he's he's banking now.
She's gone from suck to blow.
But I mean, like he was great as the president. You know.
Yeah,
Listen,
I believed everything he said.
I would have voted for him.
I would have voted for him 3 times if I could.
So I'll just leave it at that. But you know,
Okay.
like,
All right, Kev, you got anything different you want to?
I do. So we all basically have different answers then. I thought you guys for sure were going to say Will Smith just because it's his breakout
well,
role and he's funny.
I
he's
did,
good
I
in
did
it, too.
say that.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
But I had Jeff Goldblum as my best character. So I mean he's
Okay.
he's kind of like he's the exact opposite of who Will Smith is supposed to be in this. Like Will Smith is the cool guy and Jeff Goldblum's like the fucking nerdy guy.
That's his always character.
But he's just as funny, and he carries a lot of the scenes that are like going through the movie as well. And this is right in like peak this is right in peak Jeff Goldblum, like the nerdy cool guy, basically. Because like we said, this is a couple of years after Jurassic Park.
yeah.
He does The Lost World a couple of years later, also. So it's like right in his wheelhouse, and I think he nails this movie also. When I was watching it, I think probably the interaction with him and his dad probably helped that as well. Because,
Yeah.
like Shane said, his dad helps carry a lot of the comedy in the movie also. But when I was watching this, what's going on over there?
Is the alien invasion? Or something?
I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, but no, like watching this, like after having not seen this in a while, is Shane doing chemical warfare? Is that
He dropped the nuke.
the aliens are attacking.
Yeah,
us.
it's attacking. It seems like let's nuke them all.
Let's just nuke them.
and like, rewatching this, I forgot how good. Like I knew Will Smith was in the movie. I knew that he was like the star and the breakout star of the film, but I forgot how good Jeff Goldblum was. So that's the person that I had pegged. And I thought I thought like we would all kind of say that probably Will Smith is like the best character.
I'm going with Randy Quaid, man.
I am too.
I'm going with Jeff Goldblum. So
So it's
Fuck
gonna
your
be-
opinion.
fucking Rochambeau you for it.
I don't think you're wrong on anything you said because Jeff Goldblum is really, really good in this movie. Like you said, Will Smith is the breakout star of this movie, and it cements him as I'm an A-list guy and I can do whatever the fuck I want now, and he did, and he's lived up to that bill pretty much.
I'm just curious what he
since-
does after this. It's not Wild Wild West.
I think it's
a
Men in Black.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't
Men in
it?
Black is the next
Was
year.
When was Bad Boys?
Before
It was
this.
before.
Bad Boys was before
Like
this,
a year-
but
a
like,
year before this?
But like this,
Men
is,
in Black was the next
But
year.
Bad Boys wasn't supposed to be like what this is. Like this was like a hyped up movie. Like like that. Bad Boys wasn't. But at the same time, like Jeff Goldblum, really good. Randy Quaid, fucking love him. In
I
this
think
movie.
all of the top billed actors in the movie are all basically great in this. So
It's like Randy Quaid's development, though, like from drunk to like hero.
Yeah. Oh
And then-
yeah,
but then-
without a doubt.
And then in life, he just becomes
yeah, I can relate.
his
To,
original character.
I can relate to that.
Hero to
a
drunk.
drunken criminal.
I was gonna say I can relate to that except for the hero part, but
So before we go, so Will Smith, 95 Bad Boys, 96 Independence Day, 97 Men in Black. That's like
Damn, that's a
pretty good trifecta right there. Hands down, you're
How
fucking
the fuck did he?
when was Wild
like
Wild
boom,
West?
boom, boom.
That was like,
That was like 98, 99.
99.
okay, so 2 years after.
Wild Wild
Yeah,
West.
'cause he turned
Well,
on
this
the
is
Matrix.
Will
Because
Smith.
that was like the. Oh yeah, that's right. But that was the big
Yes.
payday one, and it flopped basically.
Yeah.
So
It was. And then, he made it up again with 2000, the Legend of Bagger Vance as what he was. Then he became Ali in 2001. Men in Black 02.
Did he win an Oscar for Ollie?
Then,
I
you
think he
know
was
what?
nominated.
And then he went
hasn't
back to
won
the
an Oscar, I
action.
don't think.
I, Robot 04.
I like that movie.
I loved I,
I thought it
Robot.
was okay.
And then, you know what? I enjoyed Hitch in 2005. All right, we're going too
I
far
love
on.
Hitch.
So,
Just out of curiosity, you have it up. When was I Am Legend? If you have it up.
that's not for a couple more years.
Oh, so-
Okay, so
like
that,
2000
I think that was like
all right,
2010.
05 Hitch, 06 The Pursuit of Happiness,
That was good.
07 I Am Legend, 08 Hancock. Remember that? The fucking drunk superhero? Yeah.
Shoots the load to the fucking ceiling of the van.
Yeah, I love them. I wish they would have done more like drunk superhero work. 'Cause I'm a huge fan, of superherows.
I love drunk superheroes.
And then,
I love drunk people in general.
yeah, and then 7 Pounds was after that. Men in Black was 2012. After Earth, that was horrible. 2013. And he was Anchorman too. Remember that? Pretty bad, but
What?
Anchorman 2. Yeah, he was he was the ESPN reporter.
Was he really?
When they all fight. There's a big fight scene, remember there? There's like they all show up.
I don't
They're like,
remember that.
yeah. He was in I actually remember that. It was like there.
I remember the fight scene in the first one.
Yeah, but there was a fight scene in the second
need
one,
to lay
and
low
he was
for a
there.
while.
So, then Suicide Squad in 2016. I liked his character in Suicide Squad.
That
It was
movie
horrible.
still sucked though.
If you
it
saw,
was all right.
then I liked. Then what? Maybe even better. Another fan of him, Bright, 2017. It's the Netflix one.
Oh,
It's
with the monster.
yes,
It's
that was
a
good. Fantasy film. It's basically
Really?
bad boys with orcs, elves, and and magic. Just think bad boys with fuck. We should do this.
Or is it
in it?
Lord of the Rings with Will Smith?
Yes, but like way fucking. But yeah, that's it.
But it's like modern day, like
Modern
LA.
day. Yeah, they're in LA. It's so good.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that.
I highly recommend that.
All right.
Bright. That's the
Yes,
name.
Yeah.
right. It's on Netflix. It was an original film. It was when Netflix started doing films. And this was like a big one. Like
This is the first one that got them.
So,
Yeah.
see, then comes full circle. You know, he break out July 4th and then break out Netflix.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, basically, I think it brought his career back.
That's we're gonna thank Will Smith for July 4th
And Netflix.
and Netflix.
Well, at least for Netflix.
Thank you, Will.
At least for Netflix movies, like.
Exactly. So, all right. So now moving on. Adrian Balboa, worst character. Brian, Can't Stand the Children. Guys, who do you want to nominate for this?
I'm gonna nominate the president's advisor. That
Yeah, the
fucking
Secretary of
weasel.
Defense, Albert
Oh,
Nimzicki,
Nimzicki, whatever his fucking
Nimzicki.
name is. Oh man, I hate that fucking guy.
That's the guy.
the SecDef. Are you
This-
sure? Brian, are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to nominate? There was two kids,
Two children.
There's a dog you can nominate.
and they
too.
talked to each other.
And they
They had a conversation.
That's true.
You might want to punch them in the
Yeah,
head.
look, turn around. There he is. Look at him. He's like telling his mom he doesn't look that good in the dress.
like basically the Fresh Prince of Bel Air when he was a little kid.
Okay, I get it.
Can you?
I get it. No.
You're single, not married, no kids.
I watched it again though, and I do kind of hate Jeff Goldblum's assistant.
That's who I have.
that raspy
Marty.
ass Marty. That
The guy who, it doesn't sound like he smokes 2 packs a day.
yeah,
He eats 2
I
packs
thought
a
he was
day.
funny at first, and then I watched it. Like I just watched it again. I'm like, this fucking guy is so
I
annoying.
haven't seen this movie in so long.
I gotta call my
I'm watching
sister.
it,
I
I'm
gotta
like-
call my father.
I'm like,
I gotta call my lawyer.
I'm like, can anyone understand what he's saying?
I'm paying $300. You can put me in his house in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
You put me to his
fucking
house in the
annoying.
Hamptons.
Even though he died in the first like 15 minutes.
Good,
or
I'm
20
glad.
minutes.
But
Fuck that
yeah,
guy.
Nimzicki, he
Yeah,
fucking
that's
he's
who
through
I
the whole
had.
movie. He sucks.
That's who I had. He was only in the first like 20 minutes, and it was enough.
I'm glad he died. I think he died by a fire truck too. Like
Whatever
fucking fire truck
Whatever
came
was
over.
Ice
flowing
laying
through
on
the
top
air,
of him.
yeah.
He's like, oh crap, and a fucking fire truck took his fucking life. It was great.
Why did I just tell my mother to go to Atlanta?
But Nimzicki sucks.
Which, by the way, I think they said Atlanta was like one of the next cities that got hit also. So his mom's dead too.
I mean, it
so
got hit by the Walking Dead too. The zombies hit that shit too. Not even the aliens. That the zommies got it. So.
Maybe the sequel to this movie is everything that happens in Walking Dead.
Maybe
fucking alien
maybe
virus.
That's where the virus came from.
Possibly.
We'd like to know,
We can
motherfuckers.
All right, so I guess we can all agree. I guess Nimzicki and then what's his face?
Marty.
Marty in the beginning who sucked. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. All right, now so moving on, a little behind the scenes BTS. So according to producer co-writer Dean Devlin, the U.S. military had agreed to support the film by allowing the crew to film at military bases, consulting the actors who have military roles, and blah 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 blah. However, after learning of the Area 51 references in the script, they withdrew their support. Interesting. I don't know, man. So anyway,
Sorry, that's hilarious.
like whoa, Area 51 doesn't exist. We're out.
What are you talking about?
How dare you?
How dare you?
I have a question for you. How dare you?
Okay, so next one. At around 1 hour and 7 minutes, the scene in which Will Smith drags the unconscious alien across the desert was filmed on the Salt Flats near Great Salt Lake in Utah. Smith's line, "And what the hell is that smell?" was unscripted. Because the Great Salt Lake is home to tiny crustaceans called brine shrimp. When they die, the bodies sink to the bottom of the lake, which isn't very deep, and decompose. And so when the wind kicks up just right, the bottom mud is disturbed, and the smell of millions, and the millions of decaying.
Who says that?
The Rock.
The Rock.
I
Of
know
course.
that. It was Come on.
At least Jay fell for it also, so I don't feel like the
did.
only idiot here.
Stupid.
Of decaying brine shrimp can be very, very bad. Apparently nobody warned Will of this. Now, I like that. I thought it was-
And what the hell is that smell?
He didn't smell it before they started filming. He was holding on to that
It was
one.
downwind. Tipped him off. Downwind.
Dragging that
Tipped me
corpse through
off.
the desert just unearthed everything.
That's it.
I'll just
You
wait.
think I could smell him coming? I did.
I'll just wait till we're filming and I'll just say something.
And as Kev said earlier, around the 2 hours and 10-minute mark, Jeff Goldblum uses one of his lines from Jurassic Park. Must go faster. Must go faster. And is delivered with the same intensity. That's called acting, ladies and gentlemen.
Acting.
And they say Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin got the idea for the film while fielding a question about the existence of alien life during promotion for Stargate. Great TV great movie before that. No, Stargate, remember that? Where they go through this.
Yep, I know it.
I like Stargate.
I can't
Well,
really.
Kurt Russell.
I've never
Yes.
seen the TV show, but I've seen the original movie.
No,
Though.
I
Yeah,
love
the
the
movie.
It
Is
was
good.
great.
Yeah.
It's,
I like the movie.
Ancient Egyptians and blah blah blah.
Kurt
stuff
Russell.
Like that. Yeah, I love Kurt Russell. Remember the South Park episode? Do we have Kurt Russell? Can we send him in?
It was Imagination Land.
Yes, imagine.
And it was fantastic. And if we ever decide to do a South Park, because that's a 3-parter, where that's one of the
Like,
ones
so
that
you're
has to
saying
be out.
transition to like instead of the reels, it'll be like the TV shows, Bros and Boos and stuff like that. So,
Movie?
But it was 3 episodes, so,
So
it's
it
like
could-
an hour and a
it's
half.
movie
long.
length.
so yeah, actually,
Ronald
you know what?
McDonald
It
picking
can
up his arm.
oh, from the battle.
Fucking Saving Private Ryan. It's so good.
You know what?
All right, I don't want to talk about it. This is gonna be
Yeah, going to the tangent in the middle of nowhere. So that's what I got for a little behind the scenes BTS. You guys got anything else you want to throw in there?
Yeah, I got some.
Oh, Shane.
I do. I pulled this one right from the internet.
The old interwebs.
The president's speech was filmed on August 6th, 1995, when they did the actual, the speech. It was filmed in front of an old airplane hangar that once housed the Enola Gay, which dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima exactly 50 years earlier on August 6th, 1945. So he did the speech, and 50 years before the speech, they dropped the bomb in Hiroshima. So we killed the aliens, and then 50 years before that, stuff happened too.
So like that was what you're saying is the same spot, like where they.
It just
They
happened to be
housed, so there's a plane that was holding the
Where are they-
A bomb.
Okay, all right.
And so that's where it was
all right,
housed, and that bomb was going to drop. It flew over there to drop. Was it the first or second
That's-
bomb?
that's
Because we
the
dropped
first.
two.
The number one bomb.
Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
And it holds.
I used to know the name of the other one. I can't remember it now. Damn it.
The movie holds the world record for the most miniatures filmed. Like it beats Star Wars because they're still using back then. They're still
Yes,
using models and
yeah.
shit. So it broke Star Wars record for most miniature models blown up used in a film.
Steven Spielberg said, "Hold my beer. I'm going to make the prequels now."
Fuck your forest. Fuck your Death Star. I'm gonna blow up a bunch of shit.
I'm going to blow up the White House.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anything else?
The only thing that I had was, did you guys ever see the old TV show V?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that fucking
The
movie.
lizards?
Yeah, the
show.
lizards.
Yes.
But I was going to say,
lizard
the whole
people.
idea of the gigantic spaceships just going to major cities and hovering over them, that happened in
and the
V
ship looked
also.
exactly the same,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like
so
a
the idea of them
round-
actually going to those places actually came from V, apparently, when they're talking about how they wanted to actually set up. But in V...
The
it's
original
more-
V.
Yeah. In V, it was more like diplomatic. They were trying to basically take over, but obviously this one, there was no diplomacy.
That was with
It's just
the
fucking
Beastmaster
Yeah, yeah.
and Freddy Krueger.
It's the fucking one where the alien who's a lizard somehow impregnates someone on Earth also.
Oh, and they had the
Very
lizard
weird.
baby?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
so
fucking great show,
I love
man.
that. So that was
like
one
the
where
80s, right?
that we recorded that on TV basically. On
They made
the
a
old
remake.
They made a
VHS.
remake, and
It was a remake. The
that
remake sucked though.
That
The
fucking
remake was
chick was
terrible.
so hot. I love her. She's the
yes.
chick from Homeland.
Yes. Yes.
His wife.
I can't remember the name, but I
She's
know.
she's Deadpool's girlfriend.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Fuck
yes.
is her name?
It's not going to come out.
She's
Anyway.
so hot.
You just say that. I'm okay with that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So as you guys figure that out with your little brains, let's go on to the next question. Can The Rock make this movie better? Anyone? I nominated him as a fighter pilot in the...
I was going to say when you were doing the impression
Antonio?
of the guys. No, when you were doing the impression of the speech the one guy gives, the Reverend speech, it was almost like very close to The Rock's voice when
He's
you were doing
too
it.
fucking
actually.
big to be in a fucking fighter pilot.
Yeah,
Whatever.
imagine
Put him in a
like
fucking
shoulder-
stealth.
He's
Put
like
him in a
Brian
stealth.
in a car.
Put him in a stealth bomber. He'll
God damn it, this Prius.
Yeah,
I'm saying, like,
Brian
I
driving a
honestly,
Prius,
like when you
that's
mentioned, like I couldn't think of anything
know.
for him for this
I would
movie.
say, yeah.
But when you were doing the voice, I was like, oh, kind of sounds like The Rock. Actually,
I have one suggestion, and it's just because it would be out of the box.
Make him
make
the
him the
kid.
alien.
No, no. If he's the head scientist,
with the long hair.
yeah, just out of
That
nowhere.
would just, I mean,
Just
I
out of
could
nowhere.
see it, but it would just be too funny. Like,
That's what I'm
it'd be a
saying.
great
Like,
cameo. Like, everybody would just be starting laughing.
They're looking
at it.
like, where's their gym in Area 51?
but that's all I'm saying.
This guy's not getting gains in the desert.
Been pumping aliens for 20 years.
I meant to just drink Zoa. I don't even know.
It's like, look, I can't fucking leave. We have a home gym. There's nothing else to do here.
I squat, deadlift aliens every day.
I've been fucking leg pressing the ship for fucking 50 years.
Fuck it, I'm in.
But that's it.
I'm fucking sold.
That's it. Like just to throw everybody off.
Like
That's
the lab
guy.
coat's so fucking tight. He said he has a button up.
Got
It's
glasses and his
yeah,
hair's all
yeah.
combed.
It's like the worst wig ever. It's like hair's falling out as he's
Oh, it
talking.
has to be like a mockery, like the
Yeah.
wig. The wig.
We were
has
just
to be.
talking
like
before.
Soul
we were,
Glow?
we were watching the scene before of watching the scientists run outside the desert when they're bringing the alien corpse in. The guy looks like he's never exercised in his life. Just imagine The Rock just jogging with his arms flailing
Yeah,
everywhere.
like is it, you know, the arms,
No knees to chest at all. He's just fucking dragging his legs while he's running.
You know what? That's it. I'm sold. Let's make this happen. Okay. And obviously, next question: should there be a sequel franchise TV series? There were books. I want to say. I remember reading out a little bit about that. Obviously, there was a second movie. Only Brian's the one.
I think Brian's the one.
I saw it.
When it's called, I just have a question. If it's called Resurgence, are they like redoing the first one and then they're going to do more from there, or does the Resurgence take over from the first movie? So, like, is it a continuation of this one, or are they redoing it?
It's a continuation of this one. So there were,
Aw, man, we
so
missed
there were
the speech.
two scripts. This one. It was either one.
Looking, so.
What was
It's
gonna be-
the same aliens coming back.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's after.
So they want
come
revenge?
back after the first one.
Yeah, it's basically
Yes.
it's a revenge
That's
movie.
fucking stupid.
There-
But no, it's,
they're like,
it's,
they
it's
fucking
really
blew up
not,
all our
because
ships.
because they there's a whole like thing like there's
Is Bill Pullman in it?
he is
Does he make a speech? Probably not as good.
yes and no. He does make a speech, but not the same thing.
Okay, so what he's saying is he talks at some point.
No. Like,
he has a
He
monologue.
definitely has lines.
yeah, but it's
Referring to
not
himself.
like it's not
It's
like
not. Yeah.
it's not to that extent
No.
sort of thing. But he sorry,
Thanks, Brian. That was a great review.
sacrifices himself.
Yeah.
But you know,
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, now
Fucking
I can't
spoiler alert.
Now, god damn.
What a dick.
So
but
for the all right.
there's like a whole nother thing like there's like this it's not
okay.
it's another
Use your
alien
words.
spaceship.
Use your words.
It's like another alien spaceship that's trying to help us.
It's frustrating.
Help the humans.
This is frustrating. This is without a doubt
It's frustrating listening to this.
no. But I
This
mean,
is
like,
Brian's review on Independence Day 2. Well, there's a guy.
No.
and
But I'm
he
trying
says stuff, and
You know what? Don't even bother. Listen, so
they reverse technology, everything, and you could. We're on the moon. We're doing this. We have the same sort of technology that they did in the first movie, but obviously they're more advanced, so they have that sort of stuff.
So it's like we've been studying the alien technology
Yes.
for years now. Now we're
And
better prepared
yeah,
for
so,
what's going to
yeah.
happen. Okay.
And,
Yes.
and like same thing. Like Jeff Goldblum's. We've been preparing for this for 20 years. We should be able to defend ourselves.
It's chaos theory.
Yeah, but like they have everything, and once again, because of basically what President Whitmore said from the first one, basically from what President Whitmore said from the
fuck's
first
going
one,
on over there?
like
we're sharing.
the whole world is kind of unified, where it's like, hey, we're all in this together. Like,
Earth,
it's not
Earth.
mirth.
yeah.
What?
But I mean, like,
America.
America.
Mirth.
Mirthica.
Yeah, Mirthica. So,
Murasia,
I'm gonna cut you off there. So, when I first read on before the sequel came on, there were two scripts. One with Will Smith was going to come back, and one if there wasn't. Will Smith didn't come back, we got resurged. If Will Smith came back, it probably would have been a better movie.
Was it like Will Smith's kid or something?
Yes,
or?
Will Smith, the kid, adopted kid.
Is that what it was?
It's the one who Brian hates secretly. I know he won't say it, but he hates him. And the daughter was back,
so Will
too.
Smith's kid becomes...
I think they were both back.
He's the captain.
Yeah.
So if Will Smith...
Is Vivica A. Fox in it?
Now, if it's Will Smith...
She's in the cabinetry. Like, she's
the vice president?
She's somewhere...
Stripper turned vice president.
She's somehow in like the top 10.
Sounds like America.
She's somehow in the top 10 of like what's in America, like hierarchy. Like she's in like the president.
So is it Bad Boys 3 and it's just Will Smith and Martin Lawrence firing their 9mm?
Yeah.
I mean, how's she look?
This time?
Is she still stripping?
Oh, she looks great, but
Yeah, it looks fun. But that script wasn't so good. I bet the Will Smith script would have been a little bit better. But we don't know. We'll never see it. Never won't be internet. So anyway, now let's move on. Final thoughts. Independence Day. What you guys think? Yay, nay? America's greatest 4th of July movie?
So
yes.
I'll just say, like we talked about before, I remember seeing this movie in the theaters when it came out. I don't know if it was the day of or the next day, but it was around when it came out. And it was an event movie. Like the only movies I remember, there's like 4 movies. I was thinking about it. What movies did I see that I know it was like the day they came out or like right around there? It was like this, Jurassic Park, Terminator 2, and just a dumb one is Die Hard 3, which is still fantastic, by the way. But like this was like the biggest event like movie of all of them. And, like everyone knew this was coming out. It was going to be huge.
The marketing was phenomenal.
When you talk about like even like we said before, like Jaws was a blockbuster, but no one knew it was going to be big. Even Jurassic Park, which was 3 years before this, I think people knew it was going to be a big movie, but not necessarily like the big blockbuster. Like people knew
Because you got that
this
wow
was gonna
factor.
be
Once you
huge.
saw it, you're like, holy shit, that's a fucking dinosaur because of special effects.
That's the reason
Back
why
then,
it was up. But people didn't know what Jurassic... Like, we talked about off camera. Like, I saw Jurassic Park. I know it was the night it came out. Literally, no one knew it was about because there were little kids that just thought it was going to be a dinosaur movie. It was going to be funny. And then there's, like, kids crying 45 minutes into the film when the fucking guy gets eaten on the toilet. It's like, that T-Rex ate that guy on the toilet. I wasn't expecting this.
In the first, 3 minutes when the guy got killed.
Oh, he got killed by the raptor, too. Yeah, that probably happened also. So, I mean, like, so again, like, no one knew that it was going to be what it was, but people knew what Independence Day was going to be.
Yeah.
And it was, like, the ideal blockbuster,
there were some.
basically.
I mean, there's like A-list characters. I mean, actors in this fucking thing. You're right.
Even if you think about that, like Jurassic Park, like Jeff Goldblum wasn't huge. What is the guy who plays Alan Grant? He's a huge actor. I can't think of his name. I know Lawrence
Sam Nielsen.
Sam Nielsen.
Sam Nielsen, yeah. Laura Dern, like none of them are huge actors. So like, but this one, like it was like an all-star cast. Basically, you knew who all these people were going.
But
into
even then,
it.
it was one of those movies like where like, can Will Smith really live up to?
Can he carry a movie?
Can he be that guy? And you're
Yeah, he fucking
like you saw like you saw from Bad Boys because obviously it was the year before. You're like
He was-
yeah,
but I
he,
think-
he could easily carry a movie, but this is different. Like because Bad Boys wasn't expected to be what this movie is like.
And I think Martin Lawrence got paid a little bit more than Will Smith.
Oh, probably yeah.
On there, 'cause
Martin Lawrence is probably like
he was the comedian that was like
yeah, he was
What
he
was
was
the name of his TV show? I can't
Martin.
remember.
Martin.
It was just
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah,
okay,
Martin.
yeah.
but at the same time
Stop
like,
laughing at me.
I think it happened on
was actually- it was
July
a-
4th.
Was it on the 4th of July or July 4th? It was one of those two.
It was actually called Shenane. Do you remember that? Anyway, so, I'm sorry, Brian. Go
I
ahead.
hate all of you.
No, but it's just like one of those things like where this is like where you actually saw like someone become a star. Like this is like like when they make a movie and this is Will Smith's movie. Like I am now an A-list guy. I'm that guy. And this is you don't see that too often because like you could make a case for certain movies here and there, but like you're good and all this stuff, but this is the one that put Will Smith into the next stratosphere and is like, this guy
Can act.
Yeah, he could do anything he wants.
I think it's like the last era of the special effects when they actually used special effects instead of computers.
Yeah.
Because in like '97, what happened?
Yeah, it was right before
Titanic came
CGI,
out,
yeah,
and then they started using CGI and shit.
And then The Matrix in '99 was it?
Yeah,
Which did recently?
like this is like the
So-
that last era of actually using
Yeah.
literally using stuff
like
to blow up.
building
Yeah.
sets.
Yeah, like they built the White House and blew it up like to like 1/3 whatever scale, but they still blew the shit out
Yeah,
of
I
it.
think it was only Nolan that started doing
Still
stuff
uses that-
using, like,
yeah.
you know, obviously Inception we did, and then like for Batman, kind of as much as real as possible.
Yeah, it's like the
So-
dying era of using this kind of
Just-
actual special effects.
It's cheaper for actual computer effects than than doing this stuff like that. So, anybody else? Final thoughts? Shane, you did yours.
Yeah, I'm good. I just love how seeing this in the theater just totally changed everything. It was just a game changer of seeing movies like this, and you don't see movies like this. Everything's computer and all that shit. It was a great movie to see in the theaters.
Oh yeah,
And-
without a doubt.
Yeah, everybody just kills their roles, and I'm still up on Brian's, speech of the president versus it's Bill Pullman versus Robin Williams in the final death match.
That's something I
What
think
did
I
you
have
say?
to weigh
What's
in
the
on.
other speech? Is it the one in the park benching?
It's the park bench and
Good
Cool Hunting, and then
You've probably
other
seen
ones-
100 pictures like this, but you don't know what it means.
Yeah, you ever seen the ceiling?
It's like you've read plenty of things about war, but you don't know what it's like to have a guy die in
basically
your
telling me
arms.
you're a piece of shit. You don't know shit, kid.
You know what real.
That's why I say my final thoughts are that the R stands for Robert Loggia. The O is
What does the O stand
the
for?
O is for oh my god,
It's Robert Loggia.
The B is by God, it's Robert Loggia. E, everybody loves Robert Loggia. R, as in Robert Loggia.
L.
T,
Look
as in
over
Tim.
there.
Look over there. It's
It's Robert Loggia.
And then the L stands for Robert Loggia. Anyway, I'm done.
Very nice. Well, I can pretty much
You could
agree with
actually see
everything
the
except
end of the
for-
podcast is going because Jay's hair is doing its thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's insane. Wait until we get video. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I just lost my train of thought. So again, I agree with everything. Let's just end this right here, right now. I need another beer. Before we go there, you know what? The last beer we had was Hazy Hero, a hazy Indian Pale Ale, 7.3% alcohol, juicy surge of tropical hops. I like it. Very good. Cool design. Check out our website to see what it actually looks like, a little further in depth. And that's it. So, this was our podcast. We were going to decide the next movie. We couldn't fucking decide. Have no clue. We're going to throw it out there. We'll come with you. We'll let you know what's going on.
It's a secret.
No, it's not a secret. We couldn't decide. So, I got to be real with you.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
You know, the 4th of
Cheers.
July is on July 4th.
Oh, wow. Thanks for that tidbit of information, Kevin.
Gotcha. So if you want to be part of the Reels, Booze, and Bros, aka RB2 podcast, check us out on our website. That's reelsboozebros.com. Follow us on all social media, everything that's going on there. And that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers.
America.
Best speech ever.